Okay, I've got more on the catfish situation. I didn't have much for quite a while because I think I got put on a list, and it was like a list with my mugshot or else Sloth from the Goonies mugshot that said, don't contact this person because she'll do nothing but waste your time. So that must have just been like on a 48-hour cycle because now I've got 3 catfish that I'm talking to. I am just a catfish magnet, apparently. So there's two in particular that I'm talking to right now. The other one, if he is a catfish, he's not very good at it. There's one of the other ones I am talking to. He's not a very good catfish either. I'm probably his first con. Like, he's extremely boring. He hasn't told me about his childhood trauma yet. Oh, there he is. Okay, we'll forget about him for now. So he hasn't told me about his childhood trauma. They've all had these childhood traumas in which their parents were killed in plane crashes and they were bequeathed a lot of money. So I haven't heard about his bequeathment story yet. The other one, he has a reason. He's trying to cover his tracks. Like, I think he has definitely conned people before. He's trying to cover his tracks, and he told me why he doesn't speak good English is because he just moved from Brazil. His father owned a company in Chicago because, of course, his father died. All their fathers died. And so he inherited this company. He was bequeathed the company. So that's why he's in Chicago. And of course, he wants to go on a date with me as soon as he gets all his discussions taken care of. He also told me that that's why my English isn't very good. So maybe you can teach me English. Well, I don't think you know what you're getting into, pal, because I was an English teacher and I am a Nazi. So I don't think you want me teaching you English. I'm not going to be nice about it. If you screw something up, I will tell you. They both had it was the weirdest thing last night because they were blah, 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 back and forth. I was trying to keep my story straight because, like, I'm not going to tell them where I live or anything, any real personal information. I'm just playing the game right along with them because I know pal number 1 is not in Chicago and pal number 2 is not wherever it is he says he was. I don't even remember. But, so I'm not giving personal information out, but both of them said last night, oh, here he goes again. Okay, so they said, dream about me because I'll be dreaming about you. No, I'm not going to dream a little dream of you, catfish. That's not how this is going to go down. I didn't tell either one of them this because it's really none of their business, but I took ZzzQuil last night. And normally I have some pretty wild ZzzQuil dreams, but I didn't have a ZzzQuil dream last night, and there they go again. And, so I didn't have a ZzzQuil dream last night, which is surprising. But when I do have dreams, ZzzQuil dreams or otherwise, I don't dream about any particular people. Like, there have been a couple times I've dreamed about, like, my dad. He's shown up. There have been very few times I've dreamed about people I actually know. Typically, I'm running away from a serial killer. That's a typical night. I wake up exhausted because I've spent my whole night just trying to stay alive. I dream about people that I'm trying to save from a serial killer. That also happens. But usually they're not people I know. It's just like, you got this kid or whatever that's like, you got to take care of this kid because, man, the serial killer can't get him. I also have just really off the wall dreams. Dreamed not too long ago and several times, during several nights, I had the same dream that this guinea pig was out to get me, and it had a monocle. And I think it had a backpack on. Like, it was a very legitimate guinea pig. And it's chasing me. And even in my dreams, I'm not athletic. So I am not getting away from this guinea pig. I don't even know what to call it. Just kind of lolloping through the woods. And I remember, the green grass. And there's little tiny white daisies. And this guinea pig coming after me. And it is like Spider-Manning webs out of its wrist. Trying to catch me in its guinea pig web. And I couldn't escape. Like, the reach of that web was too great. So it caught me in the web, and that web must have had acid or some other like terrible compound in it because I could feel my skin melting off. And then I woke up. So those are the kind of dreams I have. I'm not going to dream a little dream of any of these guys. I'm dreaming about killer guinea pigs and John Wayne Gacy. So, that's not going to happen. Plus, another thing. I wake up in the morning and I have got a scad and a half of messages from these guys. Now, thankfully, I can sleep through all that. Like, I'm not waking up for this nonsense. But I saw something on Pinterest the other day, something that was trying to be clever. And it said something to the effect of, please know that if I will text you back in the middle of the night, it means that I seriously love you. Well, that may be true for some people. For me, I could be totally in love with someone. And, I mean, I probably wouldn't text them back in the middle of the night. So, I mean, if you ever text me in the middle of the night and I don't text you back, don't take it personal. Never will I do that. I mean, for one, what reason have you to text me in the middle of the night? I know that they say there are 5 love languages, but they have skipped one very important love language. I'm trying to remember what the 5 are. I know there's expensive gifts, which who doesn't love an expensive gift? And acts of service, which I love when people do things for me. Quality time. Touch. And then there's one more that I always forget because it probably isn't my love language. I don't even know words of affirmation. Words of affirmation for those who need to always be told. But they skipped the 6th and yea verily the most important love language, which is don't disturb my slumber. If somebody truly loved me, they would not try and wake me up in the dead of night. That's not a way to show someone that you care. Never is that a way to show someone that you care. No one should have anything to text me about in the dead of night unless they are on fire or have a stick in their eye. And in that case, don't call me. Don't text me. Call 911 and they'll help you. And then call me about 10:30 the next morning and let me know how everything went. I want to make sure you're okay. I'll bring you some aspirin during daylight hours. So that's something apparently these catfish don't know, is that my love language is not being disturbed while I'm sleeping. Maybe I should tell them that. But I haven't become extremely crazy with them yet, because especially the one, he seems to really be paying attention to what I'm saying. So it's kind of early in the game for me to bust out my strange addiction or extreme cheapskates or some other equally ridiculous thing that I can say that I do. But I will keep you posted because it won't be long. I mean, with him, I almost feel kind of bad because he's actually being sweet. But then I have to remind myself, like, this guy is as phony as a $3 bill. He's not who he says he is. And he's just really good at being fake. So I will give you those updates. Remember, if you love people, do not text them in the dead of night. Don't expect somebody to dream a little dream of you, because if they're like me, they're dreaming a little dream of rodents or killers. So have a great weekend, and I will keep you posted when I hear more from these little guys.